Hello everyone. Welcome to Paper Happinessity with Monica. My name is Monica Formosa and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the Wide Bay area on the east coast of Australia. Up in Queensland, tropical Queensland, although it's winter time here, but it's still, we have a very mild winter. So, and I enjoy the cool weather that we get. Is just enough to remind me that it is winter time. But anyway, let's get on with my project for today. Color Inspiration Challenge number 191 has just dropped over on the Facebook group. We have these four lovely almost complementary colors, I would say. And by complementary, I mean they're like opposite on the color wheel. I don't have a color wheel handy, do I? Yes, I do. Hang on a moment. Right, so we have these yellow greens and coming across here to the red violets, which is very much complementary. On my color wheel, I will show you red, violet, and then the green, the yellow greens. So complementary color scheme, which is why I think I've enjoyed it so much, and which is why when a color combination catches your eye, if you take notice, it will more often than not be a complementary color scheme, because as colors go, they were actually like literally made for each other. But anyway, we have these two yellow greens, and then we have these two red violets. And Stampin' Up colors are a little bit tricky, and I don't want to get into color theory too much here, but they don't have a full range of the color wheel, and some of the colors have more gray, some have more white, so they're a bit all over the place. But as complementary colors go, this is a pretty good scheme when it comes to Stampin' Up. Okay, so for my card, I thought I'll leave this here because I want to show you. I thought I would use the Perfectly Pears. Now, I will say that I really had no idea what I was going to do today until I watched Serene. I'm going to butcher her surname. Is it Zeiderfeld? She's an artisan for the Stampin' Up. For Stampin' Up, and she does amazing work. Her stamping is inspired by Ruth Trice, and she did did some stamping the other day using the Perfectly Pears stamp set, and that's kind of, I thought, you know what, I think these colors would suit that, and so that's the path I went down. So I will show you my card. Oh, everything is sticking to my card. Okay, so here's my card. The pear has been colored with both colors. I've used Lemon Lime Twist, and then I've used a sponge dauber and applied some Granny Apple Green. These flowers here, the ones on the front, are Berry Burst, and I have stamped the middle with Blackberry Bliss. The dies here are part of the die set. Let me get the dies. And I fussy cut my pear out because, unbeknownst to me, I didn't look at my dies. You can, there is a die for the pear, and there is a die for the leaves. They are separate, which means you have to then go in and glue them, attach them together. I stamped my image and then realized later on. So this one here is fussy cut, and I kind of like that. And if you don't like fussy cutting, by all means you can do it this way. So these little flowers, the Blackberry Bliss flowers in the background, this little die here, and the leaves, Granny Apple, is this one here. That's what I've used. All right, and then these guys, this little trio here, there's a die to cut them out as well. My sentiment was stamped. There's a lovely variety of stamps here. Hello is what I used. Hello. Stamped in Blackberry Bliss, and then it was die cut using the smaller label die. All right, so that's what I've done. In the background, you will notice a little bit of embossing. I don't know whether my camera will pick that up. I'm trying to get that, but anyway. And that's used the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. There is a circle. I've used the deckled circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the sixth from the largest, to create just a simpler background against the embossing. And embellishments I have grabbed. I thought these were kind of perfect to go in with all my greens, and then also kind of maybe picks up the purples there. The holographic resin dots, which I thought was a great match for that. Okay, now what you will also need is what are these? Berry Burst blends, dark and light. I've also got my Early Espresso Stampin' Right marker. Please don't use your blends, your Stampin' blends on our stamps. Once you colour them in with these, that colour is on there permanently. So get out your markers, and that is to colour the little stalk here on the pear, a sponge dauber. And because this is a 3D embossing folder, you'll need your specialty plate number 4. And that's to create the perfect sandwich on your die cutting machine. I think I've got everything. I'm not really sure, but anyway, we're going to go with it. If there's anything that I'm missing, I'm sure I can just go and grab it. Okay, as per usual, to save a little bit of time, I have done some of the prep beforehand. Okay, now I've got scraps. You will need, whoops, let me go. Oh, everything's. Okay. Scraps. Your green for your leaves. Now I die cut 2 of those. One to go to the left and one to go to the right in opposite directions. Blackberry Bliss for the little group of flowers, blooms. I grabbed this for my stamping. You'll need white to stamp your flowers, this trio here, and some white also for your sentiment. I have already done my embossing. I think by rights this is the right way up. But I kind of like the bricks on that side, but that's up to you. We have a piece that goes for the inside, my card base. Now these 2 pieces are exactly the same size, and these have been cut down 1/8 of an inch smaller than my card base, which is roughly 1/2 centimetre if for those that works in centimetres. So that's that measurement. Okay, my die cut circle. We're going to need that one, and I've got a little bit more scrap just in case I need that. All right, so let's put that away nice and safely somewhere nice and safe. Okay. All right, so that's been done and that's been done. Oh, and I meant to show you the inside. So for the inside, what I did is that we've got this cute little double pair image, this guy here, and I've just stamped him in the corner. You could, there is a stamp, a fill-in stamp here that you could use to colour, but there's no leaves, so you could just colour them in with your Stampin' blends or whatever, your markers. Okay, so that's what I did for the inside. That just pulls that image or the theme to the inside of the card and doesn't leave it naked. All right, so I'll leave that here. I'm not sure, can you see that? Yes, you can. Awesome. All right, so because we're working with photopolymer stamps, I like to use a foam mat, and I've just covered mine with a piece of grid paper. I will find my double pairs. All right, the other thing with photopolymer stamps, you don't want to push down too hard, otherwise you will actually distort the image. We're going to go here. So just hold it. There's no need to go too heavy. Otherwise, what happens is that you, the pressure actually distorts the images. And all right, so we just a nice and cute little pair for the middle. I think I might put that over here so I know that it needs cleaning, and we will just right now glue that on the inside. If you wanted to, you could layer this up on one of the colors that piece of, I think I need a new glue. That is pretty much empty. Let me just throw you away. That feels better. Okay. Sorry, yes, as I was saying, you could probably, if you wanted to, you could layer this up with one of the coordinating cardstocks. Just remember that it does add a little bit of weight to your card, so if you're worried about postage, it's probably not ideal. All right, so for this one, I'm just trying to work out, I might go that way. There's a little bit more texture here. All right, so for this one, there's really no rhyme or reason. There's no right or wrong. Just add a little bit of glue to that one side, leaving the other side open. If you want to, if you're a little bit pedantic, you can go even space top and bottom. And I will get my big scissors and just trim that off. Okay. All right, so shall we glue that on? Yes, let's glue that on, because that will be one less thing floating around on my desk here. How is everyone going? And I want to also thank all my lovely new subscribers. Thank you so much. It's lovely to have you here. Please do say hello. I would love to, in the comments below, I'd love to meet you. And I also want to thank all my lovely regular viewers. I also want to thank them. Okay. So that's that section done. The next bit I want to do is, let me get this. I'm going to put that in there and we will do our stamping. Okay, so the pear. When you're doing ink blending with a sponge dauber, I like to ink up with the lighter color first. All right, so I'm going to just a little bit of lemon lime twist, and I don't need that one anymore. And then with my sponge dauber, we're going to just add a little bit of color to one side. Huff. Where's my mat? Because all right, there's our pear, which is quite cute. We don't need that one anymore. Oh, I don't know what that was, but it fell on the floor. And the same thing here. So what I did with my leaves to get my stalk, I just inked up with Granny Apple. And then I got my marker and I just went over the top of the green to get my stalk. Now remember, there are dies that will cut these out separately. So if you don't like fussy cutting, there is that option. And then I'm just going to stamp that on there like that. Okay. Just go over it. Markers tend not to work. They work better. They work, but they work better on red rubber than they do on photopolymer. But you still can do the technique. Okay, fussy cutting. You might want to fast forward this section. Some people like this. Some people would rather watch paint dry. But like anything, the more you do it, the better you are at it. So all right, so the Color Inspiration group is a group over on Facebook. If you aren't already part of the group, you can ask to join. I will add a link into my description box below. And you will need to answer some questions. I first started doing Color Inspiration because I wanted to work with different colors. I found that I was using the same colors all the time. So I thought, you know what? Let's find some color challenges and get me out of my comfort zone. So that's what I did, and that's what I love. And I need some little ones for those for the leaves. And it was great. Like, it really is. I love having that, the whole thing about having your colors chosen for you. You might find it a little bit stressful, but that's one less thing I have to worry about when I'm creating. All right, so there's our pear. The next thing I want to do are my flowers. So I have stamped this little trio in Berry Burst. So that's, and then you get the centers, and for that I used Blackberry Bliss, which is probably what fell on the floor before. No? Oof, I've lost my Blackberry Bliss ink. Where are you? There we go. And I might just close that because we don't need that one anymore. Don't need that one anymore. If you wanted to add a little bit more contrast, you could actually stamp these in a different color. I'm actually governed by, I've got to work out how this goes now. Here we go. So I'm actually governed by the colors I can use. I could use early espresso because it's considered a neutral. We are allowed to use neutrals. All right, so let's see if I can get this with the camera right over me. There we go. And I didn't do my matte underneath, but that's okay. It's only a flower. All right, so that's done, that's done, that's done. And to color them, like, really basic. I went in with my light first, and I'm not being too special. I actually like a little bit of white showing. Just gives the impression of highlights. I'll go back in with my dark and just flick out. And then I'll go back in over the top with my light again, just to blend. I'm really not being too precious about it all. That's done, that's done, that's done. And we can find that die and die cut that out. Bit of tape. I just like to use tape when I'm die cutting. This way. There we go. Just to hold my dies in place. Stampin' Up! Don't actually have a magnetic board, so if it's something you think would be handy, I think there's a suggestion box somewhere on the website that you can go to, and we will. Just gonna get my little mini out. Might not make so much of it. Okay. Yeah, so maybe just add it to the suggestion box. Okay. All right, there's that one. And then the last thing I need to do is my sentiment. I'm just going to peel that off and use that again another time. Put you in the bin. I like to store my plates rolled into my machine. It kind of helps them keep a little bit straighter. Now I'm just wondering whether I can use this one. Okay, so for this one I thought I'd do a thank you card. Will that fit in there? That will fit in there. Awesome. And because I am using a sentiment, a really delicate sentiment, I am going to pull my foam back in and Right, I'm just holding it there, letting the ink transfer to the cardstock, not pushing at all. There's no pressure at all. And there we have it. Thank you. Okay. And we will die cut that one out. And I will use my little piece of tape again. Okay. So line it up so it's roughly equal. Tape that down. Hope that's straight. That was not straight. Oh, darn. Okay. That doesn't quite fit on there as well as I thought it would. I think I might just stamp it again and just cut it out because it's kind of chopped it off. Not happy about that. Not happy at all, but that's all right. I'll just stamp it again, and I might actually fussy cut this one. There we go. And I haven't used my foam mats. Can you see the difference when you use a foam mat? I might do that one again. Especially with this finer font, you really don't by having the foam there, for some reason it just it's a little bit clearer. Okay, my scissors. What did I do with my scissors? Did I put them back? Yes, I did. All right, so I'm just going to fussy cut this one as well. Just for something a little bit different. Let me just cut that off. Get that out the road. And there we have all that done. That's in there, that's in there. We might get some little minis here, mini dimensionals. These are very useful. And I think I've got a half, because I've chopped that in half, I've got a half one here. Just going to stick that on the end there. 3 nice and Nice and sturdy. Okay, so everything's done. Now it's just a matter of throwing it all together. In a nice way, of course. All right, now, to get my branches, where are my snips? I actually trimmed this because you can. And I'm just wondering whether I can just lay that flat. All right, so we're going to put our pear. We're going to add a little bit of greenery. The centers were still in there, so I'm going to add, there's no right or wrong, but I do want my, you don't need to be there. I do want my greenery to be over the top with the flowers peeking out. Just pull you down a bit, and we're going to go here, and then this is going to go here like this. All right, so let's just stick this down. Use whatever glue is your favorite. Oh, come on, it is a bit cooler here today, so well, that wasn't very clever. Oh, shoot. All right, I'll just wait for that to dry. I can't remember how I had this now. I'll wait for that to dry, because what will happen is that liquid will activate that glue. The glue will activate the ink. So it might just have to be a design feature. I'm not going to lie. Kind of like this. I might just poke that out a little bit more. Kind of like it going over the edge. There we go. Now for this side, what did I use? This one again. I just snipped this one off. We're going to tuck this one up there somewhere. There really isn't any right or wrong. I kind of did like a crisscross. I don't know whether you can see that, like a crisscross design. So let's stick this guy here. I'll just punch out those centers. We're going to add, I've just realized I probably didn't need to put dimensionals all across there. And we're going to just put this in here like that. Right, and now this one, might use mini again. I need to put one here, and then one, nope, not that one. My spatial awareness is pretty nil. All right, so let's glue him down. And when I say glue, just peel the backs off the dimensionals. And guys, please do, if you think you have friends that might enjoy watching this, I would really appreciate a share. Share it out. It's a great way of supporting my little business, and it doesn't cost anything, which is a bonus, and a like if you think there we go. So there's now this guy, of course, I'm not really sure where I'm putting this. I kind of like that in there, but so I need to take this off. And I will add glue to that one end, and I probably should have taken them off first. Oh, all right, let me make some room here. We don't need that anymore. We don't need that anymore. And I got this little thank you happening. Stick you down. All right. Okay, and the last thing, of course, we cannot forget some little pretty gems. Don't stick, please don't stick. You're not meant to stick there. Let's go this way. I put you up there. This is just a little bit positioned a little bit differently to my original one, but that's all right because it's handmade and it's all about creating originals and cards that are one-off. Okay, so there we have our card. I'm just going to wait a little bit for my glue to dry, and then I'll try and take that off. But for now, that's how we. If you wanted to, you could add a little bit of twine or something, but I kind of like it as it is with our pears in the center as well. You can absolutely go in and color them if you wanted to, but that's it from me. Thank you so much for all that. There was a little bit involved today, but I hope you enjoyed that. Please do give me a thumbs up because I would love to have your support, and share as well. Color Inspiration, guys, I will link that group, that Facebook group, in the description box below. Get my words out. And I'm just going to turn this over. And please do go and have a look at the album, like that we set up an album with the crew, for the crew to add all their projects in, and you can just open up the album and have a look and be inspired by what we've done with these beautiful colors. All right, so colors again are Lemon Lime Twist. Let me turn that around so you can read it. Granny Apple Green. Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss. I used the bundle, the Perfectly Pears bundle. The Deckled Circles. Now, I have a feeling these are on last chance list. If they haven't already gone, I apologize. And the brick, the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. You could use any embossing folder in the background. You don't have to use what I used. That's entirely your choice. All right, embellishments were the holographic resin dots. I will link all the products down below, and do remember that by clicking on the links with the product links, you are able to purchase those links from my store. So it's a great way. It'll take you direct to my Stampin' Up store, and you can just just add them to your cart pretty much by using those links and purchasing them that way. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I have enjoyed your company, and I always appreciate your time because I know time is precious. So thank you so much, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.